Do you like that amazing photograph? I took that. Yeah, I was down in Linyati, down in the Sabuti Channel, deep down into Botswana. We'd just driven in our overland truck for like 2 days to get there. I've never had such hard driving in sand and over the salt pans, and most people fly in by light aircraft, but we're crazy, so we decided to drive in ourselves. It was like 48 degrees, so hot it was unbelievable. And our truck was really struggling in the thick sand, and I'd never driven in conditions like that before. And we get there that night, and we went out onto this plain, and it was surreal because it was dry. There was like very little water anywhere, but it was still quite green because of the water, I guess, under the pan. And there must have been 1,000 elephants. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And we just sat there. We just sat there for an hour, exhausted, watching the sunset. And I had my camera, and there was a noise behind us, and these birds just took off. And as they took off, I just caught the moment. And yeah, so I mean, you know, the eagle wasn't there, Rex's eagle. That bit wasn't there. And actually, you can't see it too well on this slide, but when you see it in raw format, it's pretty cool. That's my passion outside of Forever and the family and my friends and what have you is my photography, and I just love to capture the moment and to make people happy with what they see as a result of my images. So, 5 months to manage your plan. I think that whenever anybody joins Forever, they just need tracks to run on. They don't need to have to go and find out how to do it and try and reinvent the wheel themselves. They just kind of want to be told what to do. You know, and even now I have people come to me who are in the team, maybe a few levels deep, and they say, Jane, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. I'll just do anything. Just tell me what to do. Hold me accountable. Keep me on track. Keep me on track every month. I'll do whatever you ask me to do. And I look at these people, and they're lawyers, and they're nurses, and they're IT consultants, and they're people from professional backgrounds. And you could think, well, why should I tell you what to do? Don't you know what to do? But here's the reality. No, they don't. And in their careers, they have a job spec. They have something that's expected of them. They know what to do when they get to work during the day. And they come into Forever, and nobody really tells them what to do, and they see this beautiful picture. And this beautiful picture is freedom, life, family, cars, travel. It looks beautiful. And they register, and it's like someone throws the picture on the floor, and it breaks into 1,000 pieces, and they've got to put it all back together again, and where do they start? That's what Forever looks like to a brand new person. It's incredible. And we mustn't have it look like that. We must be able to show them step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, success. Because the quicker that your new FBO goes, I've got it, I get it, the quicker they're going to build a business for them, and the quicker you're going to be rewarded as well. So the 5 months to manage a plan is something we've been running for years and years and years. But again, I guess that we've just moved it forward by making it available in very many platforms. But when we started, it was face-to-face, kitchen to kitchen, living room to living room, small meeting room to meeting room. Now, of course, we do this online. It's everywhere for us. We can do it online to any country around the world. It's completely processed where it's accessible anywhere. But for you guys, right now, it's just almost like face-to-face, team to team. Nothing more powerful than a group of people coming together once a week who are all committed to the plan moving forward together. Boy, that's powerful. And that's what Abigail did, the girl I was telling you about. Every single night of the week, she got to the stage where she was doing something in the home. Every night. Not once a week, not once a fortnight, every night. And that's why after 14 months, she made £17,000, which was, how much, Sue? £250,000. Every night for 14 months. Now, if I said to you, let's just say you're all here on a big job interview. And I've said to all of you, you know what? You're all amazing. I'm going to employ every one of you. And I'm going to pay every one of you R250,000 a month within 2 years, as long as you do what I ask you to do every single day of the month for 2 years. Would you do it? Isn't that funny? Isn't that hysterical? And yet, you've got it all at your hands, and you don't do it yourself every day anyway, and it's your business. Isn't that weird? But if I paid you to do it, you do it. Oh, you've got to get rid of that mentality. You've got to sack the boss mentally and re-employ this boss. This boss who looks in the mirror every day and says, I'm the best boss in the world. That's what you've got to do. So you've got to be ready for this. 5 months to manager. And I mentally prepare people. I say, you only have to do this once. This is 5 months of focused, flat-out work where you're paying the price, because most of us are doing it around full-time jobs. You know, most of the people starting our team are doing it around jobs, families, commitments, whatever. And I say it's 5 months of hard work. But 5 months you're a manager. And once you get to manager, no one can take it off you. No one can make you redundant. No one can knock your wages back. It's yours for life, and it's your legacy for your family. How important is that to you? So I sell the benefits of being a manager and the fact you've got to work. In fact, we lay the expectations out. Okay? And then what we do is we go through the plan. Month 1. You are going to recruit a minimum of 2 assistant supervisors. You can recruit more, but not less. So I show them the plan, and then the plan fits around the system. Does that make sense? So then the contacting, the showing, the prospecting contact showing, going to the BP, answering questions, registering, is what drives this. So everything I've shown you to date is what drives this. Right? And around that, you are going to retail a minimum of 1 case credit, no less, but potentially more. So in month 1, you are going to do 5 case credits, Angie. You up for that? Yeah, we're going to go to work, and I will work with you. I will not do it for you. I will do it with you. If I do it for you, I teach you nothing. If I do it with you, I'll set you free for the rest of your life. You ready to go to work? So I say, simple. And I draw it out in her book, you, 2 people, retail. Now, we already know the 2 people are going to come from a who do you know list. We've done all that in the planning. Okay? And then what I do is I say, right, month 2, you are going to recruit 2 new assistant supervisors. And you personally are going to retail a minimum of 1 case credit, no less, but possibly more. Okay? That's it. That's what you have to do personally. It's not difficult, but you need to be focused. And you need to be active every single day in some way. And then, what we're going to do is we're going to help your first 2 recruits that you recruited last month to do exactly what you did in your first month. Bless you, have a product for that. It's called Never Missing an Opportunity. You help your first 2 new recruits do exactly what you do, which is recruit 2 new assistant supervisors, retail 1 CC, never less, possibly more. You got that? Now that means you and your team will have done a massive 15 case credits for the month. And what we're doing is we're showing everybody to recruit 2, possibly more, not less. Retail 1, possibly more, never less. This is the discipline, the habits, the culture that we have created. Okay? Month 3, you are going to recruit 2 brand new assistant supervisors and retail 1 case credit, never less, often more, yourself. And now what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate exactly the same into your team. Now, on paper, you'll have 9 people in your team, but we all know that life is never perfect. And you might have the kind of guy that I had who joins, then disappears to Planet Combi, never to be seen again. So what if only 6 people in your team were doing 5 case credits? Just 6. 6! Not 9. 3 of them are rubbish. That means you've got 30 case credits in your team in month 3. What is everybody doing? Recruiting 2 assistant supervisors, retailing 1, never less, always more. Can you do that? Can you teach it? Now I've shown you the system. Can you? Month 4, what are you going to do? What? Tell me what you're going to do. Never less, always more. You've now on paper got 18 people in your team, but hey, we know that life gets in the way. Let's say out of the 18 you've got in your team, only 10 of them do 5 case credits each. That means you and your team have done 50 case credits. This is a base month for manager. Now what's really exciting is this plan mirrors the figures that we pretty much had in our team when we went to manager. It's frighteningly close. We had 15 in our team the month that we went for assistant manager, of which 10 were active. We had 30 in our business the month we went to manager, of which, and I'll show you in a minute, of which 16 were active. So in month 5, what are you going to do? You're going to recruit 2 assistant supervisors, retail a case credit, duplicate that into your team, and you've got 30 people. 30 people in your team. I do apologize, we had 23 active the month we went manager. But I'm going to be really easy on the eye here. Let's just say only 14 of them were doing 5 case credits. Less than half. 70 case credits. What did you do the month before? What's 50 and 70? What does 120 mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Tell me, I can't hear. Who's a manager? Who's a manager? When are you going manager? 5 months from now. This is so simple. It's so simple. Shh. Means you're on between 1,000 to 2,000 a month, and in the UK it's the high end, it's 2,000 a month. Now let me just share something with you. Shh. You will have recruited 10 good people. Think about that. You may have had to recruit 20 to find the 10. You will have recruited 10 people. That's it. You will have personally used and sold a minimum of how many case credits? 5. Think about that, guys. 5. I could do that in one day with my eyes closed. You've done that in 5 months. You all understand the rule, don't you? You know why you have to do that 1cc? Do you all know that? Put your hands up if you don't know it. Do you understand that if you recruit 2 people, you've done 4 case credits? But you haven't done anything yourself. They've bought the volume. So you have to do 1cc yourself to be deemed as active. That's why the 1cc is very powerful. Did you get that now? So you've recruited 10 people and moved 5 case credits worth of product. You're hardly breaking a sweat, are you? And then what you've done is you've duplicated that down through the people that want to work, and you've ended up with a team of 14 people that will do the same in a month. Please tell me you can do that. Because if you can't, you're in the wrong business. It's so simple when you break it down, isn't it? That it's almost laughable. Because what I've done is I've taken that picture that fell on the floor and broke into 1,000 pieces, and I've put it back together. And I've given somebody tracks to run on. I've said, Angie, here's your tracks to run on. This is what we're going to do. And all our activity every month is to make those 2 assistant supervisors and 1 CC of retail personal use happen. That's it. Do you get it? So she knows exactly what's expected of her. And this business is about expectations. Angie, this is what I expect of you. In order for me to help you, for you to have my time, this is what I expect of you. And I list the things I expect of her to do. And I say, in return, this is what you can expect from me. These are the things that I will do. Are you happy with that? And if it's a match, let's go to work and make this thing happen. And that's why we've gone from 15, 20 a month managers to 227 in a month. Because the more people that got into this and doing it and running with it and booming with it and growing with it, the more people are going, wow, it's a little bit like Roger Bannister. Nobody could ever even think about running a mile in 4 minutes. It was impossible. I need to get in my car and go fast to do that. And then one day, one man broke that record, Roger Bannister. And within a matter of weeks, there were other people doing it. And that's what needs to happen here, right now. And I know that for a lot of you in this room, you won't do anything different. I know that as a result of today, you will not do anything different. That's just the way life is. But I know there's some of you sitting in this room today, and you've got it. You've got that fire in your belly. Suddenly this is all coming together. Suddenly you can see a clear picture. Suddenly you can begin to see how your life can change, and you're prepared to do the do and to make this work. And the minute you make it work, someone's going to look at you and go, wow, 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 what are you doing? You just say, I'm just following what Jane said on the stage. And then people will watch you, and then suddenly another one will do it, and another one will do it. And all these other people are going to go, wow, what's happening, what's happening? And suddenly, it's like a tidal wave. It starts, and you can hardly see it. It's like a ripple. And suddenly this wave grows and grows and grows, and this massive tsunami is coming, this wall that cannot be stopped. And that's what's going to happen here. It's what's going to happen right here. But you've got to do it yourselves first. And I'm going to lay the challenge down. This is what we do at home. We throw the gauntlet down and say, you can't teach what you haven't done. Okay? So for the managers that we work with, we say you have to requalify in your own right as a new manager. See the impact that has on your business. When you requalify as a manager when you're working off 48% already. Watch that one explode. And then the brand new people, you need managers, you need to look into your teams. And your team will have a divide. You'll have the A team and the B team. That's what we run, 2 teams. The A team are those people that are ready right now to go on this journey with you. They're committed, they've caught the vision, they don't want to be left behind, they understand that there's a 5-month plan, and they're going for it. Then the B team is saying, it's fine, I'm not quite ready yet, and they just watch. You still love them, you still look after them, but they're not priority. The A team are priority. And here's what the average distributor does. They look into their business and they go, well, I've got 1 A team potential. Cool, but I've got about 30 B teamers. Tell you what, I better work with the 30 B teamers and leave the A teamer. But you know something? You give your time to the A teamer, and that A teamer goes on to be a diamond manager. And the B teamers are still going, I can't make a phone call. I can't do a one-to-one. I can't sell any product. I can't do it. It's too hard. No one will listen to me. But in the meantime, my A-teamers are going, let's go, let's go, let's go. I've recruited 5 this month. How many of you recruited? Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. We're going to the top. Who's coming with us? I can't. I'm tired. I'm sure none of you have got people like that in your team. I have. Every now and again, I have to have a big muck out in my team. Think about your teams right now. Take a book. Remember what John said when we got to manager? Do you remember we got to manager, had a £1,658 check, and the next month it was 700. That was a paradigm shift for us all those years ago. Because the reason the check had dropped from nearly 1,700 to 700 was because we were working with the accounts. Tired. I've got a sorely foot. That's what we were doing. And then one day we had to apply honesty. And we had to admit to ourselves that those people were just not going to cut it. Then we went to work with the A-teamers. And 2 months later, senior manager. Where are you putting your time? Think about me when you look into your teams. Are you looking for the A people or I can't do it? It's your choice. So, my challenge to you. First of all, I want to know who's an A-teamer. Wait for this. Who's a B-teamer? No! 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 Who doesn't know what they are? Do you know what? Either way, it's okay. But I want the managers to requalify. August, September, October, November, December. Okay? That's the goal. All right? Now, if this was my team, I'd now be having an incentive to say that everybody that achieves manager who's not yet a manager between now and December, I just run an incentive, nothing fancy. Just maybe, you know, a nice supper or an afternoon tea or, you know, managers look into your businesses. And just say, come on, the incentive is you get, you get, you get. I've got an incentive running at the moment that everybody achieves a certain amount of turnover, gets a private lunch with me and John at our head office. I'll get the caterers in. We'll make it fancy. I'll bring in a couple of my top leaders as well. There'll be gifts and prizes. We will spoil them. My God, there are people killing for it. Because they don't normally get a lot of time with me. Because I'm so busy. So I say it myself, it's a big privilege for you guys, because I've got people at home saying, how come you're not doing this at home today? Because I'm sorry, I'm in South Africa. I'm in South Africa. Those of you that are not managers, August, September, October, November, December. Those of you that are managers, August, September, October, November, December, requalify. Now, I'm not going to do a training on chairman's bonus, that's for Monday. But I want you all to just think about something. How many of you want a big check? I mean, a big check. Hey? How many of you want a big check? The potential in South Africa for big checks is enormous because you haven't even scratched the surface yet. It's massive. It's scary. You know what? If I could come and live over here for a year, I'd be here right now. And then watch my smoke. Okay? But imagine if everybody in this room is not yet a manager who said, you know what? I'm going to go for the challenge. I'm going to come back and tell Jane I did it. I achieved it. I went on the plan. I made it. Okay? And you bring somebody with you. Let's just say you brought one person with you. Just one person. One person out of your whole team said, I want to come manager with you. You say, great, let's go on this journey together. That means by the end of the year, not only will you be a manager, but you'll have a manager, and you're going to 2016 ready to qualify in that year for chairman's bonus. You see, one of the things we teach our people from day one, first planning meeting, is you become a manager and you help two quickly. And that's why in the first year, some of our people in their first year in Forever are doing manager quicker than 5 months. They're doing it in 4 months with a manager. And then they do chairmans by the end of the year. So in just 12 months, they've done chairmans. See, it's all in the way you think. If you think you can or you think you can't, you are absolutely right. You make that decision. It's up to you. Now imagine if by the middle of next year, you had developed 5 managers, because every time you recruit, not everybody you recruit wants to go on the 5 months to manager, but let's just say that out of the 10 that you recruit, 5 of them said, I'm coming with you. Don't leave me behind. I'm coming with you. That means staggered over the next 6, 7, 8 months, you're going to be breaking potentially 5 managers. That means you go into 2017 as a level 2 chairman's bonus qualifier with 5 legs. Who'd like to pick up a check for $50,000 or $100,000? It's all very well putting your hand up here, but when you get home tomorrow and you've got to go to work, who then is going to put the time and effort in to build this structure to have a check? Now I'm going to show you how we manage our teams to keep them on point with this, because a lot of it is about communication. If the communication, the way we talk to each other and link to each other is wrong, you can't keep in touch with everybody. You can't physically work. I mean, the quickest way to do this is work local, within a 10-mile radius of where you live. It's the quickest way to get to manager, seriously, unless you know a real goodie that lives somewhere else that you know will do it whether you're there or not. Okay? But if you can work locally, you've got the most influence on everybody that you can reach out and touch, because you can pop out and do a meeting, pop out every night and get people to you every night. Everything's close, local. You don't want to be driving 3 hours, driving past 1 million people for one. You don't want to be doing that. They're on your doorstep to begin with. But the challenge is there for you, and that's what we do. We just challenge our people and say, come on, let's put you the tracks to run on in place. Does it make sense? You happy with that? Good. Thought you might be. Now, make sure that you retail enough. Make sure that you're constantly drawing the circles. Do you know what I mean by that? Everybody needs a big whiteboard in their office. And on that whiteboard, you will have one board that is the 5 months to manager plan will be drawn up. And the second board is a visual image of the circles. Because every time someone joins your team, draw them in, draw them in, draw them in, so you can visually see this business growing like a happy organic virus every day. That's what it is, a happy organic virus. Touch everybody you can with this virus. There's no cure, no antidote, nothing. Infect as many people as possible with the aloe forever potential. Okay? So be mindful of drawing out all the circles and planning and volume mapping what is potentially going to happen. Remember to work a 7-day plan with everybody. Everybody can work 7 days at a time. They can focus on that. They can't always see 2 or 3 or 4 months down the line, but every 7 days builds into 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. And don't leave it all to the end of the month, because the more you do at the beginning of the month, the more you'll do at the end. That's another thing that we changed the culture of in the UK. Oh, we used to have a terrible time with everyone putting their orders in on the last hour of the month, on the last day. That is such pants. For everybody, for the home office, for the centre, for the uplines, for people going for positions, it's rubbish. So we started putting incentives in place. For everyone that had done their volume by the second week of the month, they got a gift. Sometimes it was just a success day ticket or a book, something, because people love gifts. And we changed the culture. We don't have all that buying the product and doing what they need to do at the last minute, at the last day of the month. It's all done in the first week. As much as possible in the first week. Then that gives you 3 weeks to work with the people, the team, the new people. That's all just a thinking. That's all just a process that you think about. Remember that work ethic. 5 months of flat-out hard work, as if your life depends on it, because it does. All of this fits into a 12-month plan. And our 12-month plan for every new FBO is manager, the 2 managers behind them, structured for chairman's bonus. That's our whole vision. Not supervisor, not 4 case credits. We don't even talk about that. We just go straight into manager and chairman's bonus structured. That's it. 4 case credits is not something that you've got to teach people. That's something they know they've got to do to get paid. Yeah, you can have some fun with it, but it's not all-consuming. It's the only requirement Rex makes of you, isn't it? Think about it. So therefore, just do it. We've never missed 4 case credits in 22 years. Last month, I did 12 myself. And do you know what's really funny about that? I don't have to. Because when you're diamond manager, you don't have to do 4 case credits. But it's become a habit. So just do it. Focus, belief, attitude. Timing is everything. And that is why right now, ladies and gentlemen, the timing for South Africa, Southern Africa, is perfect. Because you've got a rally coming. Now you imagine all by December. You see, a lot of people have been saying to me, you know, what did you do to get everybody ready for the rally in the O2? What did you do? How did you promote it? This is what we did. And we promoted the fact that everyone that made manager will get to shake hands with Rex. It was as simple as that. Now, we sell Rex big time, and Greg. I mean, the story of Rex is phenomenal. And most people in a job never get to meet the CEO of a company. Think about it. But we want Rex to meet you. We want to tell Rex who you are and what you're doing and your successes. Very often when I'm chatting with Rex or Greg, you know, he'll say, hey, who's doing what? What's going on? And I'll say, oh, so-and-so's doing this, and Italy's doing that, and South Africa's doing this, and this team is doing that, and we've got a new assistant manager in Zambia, and this is happening and that's happening. They're interested. They want to know. You imagine having an incentive in place where you say, everyone that gets to manager before the end of the year, I mean, I'm sure you can arrange something where you say to Greg, look, I'm doing an incentive for the country. Everyone that gets to manager by December, we're going to do like a 1-hour cocktail party. I don't know. Just a thought. It's what I'd do. I would say if you don't ask, you don't get. And then maybe have another incentive from January through to 1 week before the rally to give everybody who's new a chance to achieve something. And maybe as a country have a recognition. Maybe do something where people can win something. Win. It's all about winning. So that's what we did. We had getting to manager incentives with reward. But we had an incentive that Bob worked with us on, and then we broke out and did our own group incentives. So in our team, we put incentives on that if anybody got to manager in that period, we'd pay for their rally ticket. And if anybody bought a manager with them, we'd pay for 2 nights accommodation. But you know, why not? Because you've already made a bucket load of money. Them getting to manager, reinvest. Reinvest in people. We put iPad incentives on. They were amazing. Yeah, they had to do a lot of business to get to iPads. You know? But that was brilliant. Because a few people did massive business. They won iPads, mini iPads, the little ones. They're only $300. You make more than that with them going to supervisor if you're a manager. Reinvest into people. You invest in the people will build the business. And if you don't invest in them and reward them and say thank you and hold them up and make them feel good, then it's just another business. We do a lot of recognitions, a lot of stuff. Not just within the company, in our teams. Loads of stuff. Okay? So right now, for you guys, perfect timing. Seriously, I almost feel like moving over here between now and the rally and saying, let's go. Let's just do it. Come on, let's go. Let's have the rest of Africa saying, what's going on in southern Africa? What's happening here right now? What number are you in Africa? You're number 2. Ugh. I'm number 2. I don't like being number 2. You want to be number 1. You imagine how you would feel. You imagine how you would feel as a nation, as a country right now, if they announced that the top country in Africa was number 3, number 2, and number 1 goes to South Africa! How would you feel? How would you feel? How proud would you be? I saw our MD reduced to tears on the stage. I was so proud of him. We've been talking at the back of the room, and we've been saying, I said to Bob, I had a dream the other night. He said, what? I said, I had a dream that we were number 1 in the world. He said to me, he said, I'm not sure about that. I said, trust me, I had a dream. I said, I know that we're going to get number 1 slot. I just know it, Bob. I just know it. He said, I'm going to be on the stage. You're all going to be in the audience. He said, what's going to happen? He said, I'm going to be on the stage on my own. I said, don't worry, we're all with you. We're right behind you. And when they brought, like, Japan and the UK up, and suddenly Japan were number 2. Did you hear the UK go wild? Oh, my God, we were hyperventilating. I tried to get on the stage to be on the stage with Bob, and you could just see the emotion in his eyes. I can feel it now. He was overwhelmed, overwhelmed. And as a country, we had a vision 20 years ago to be number 1. 20 years ago to be number 1 in the world. And here we are. What's the vision of South Africa? You need a collective vision. Everybody in the UK was talking about number 1, number 1, number 1. But we weren't just talking about it, we were all doing it. It was one big group working together. It was incredible. That's what I wish for you this year. That's what I wish for you this year.